cutting edge again next Wednesday. The month got to the 22nd. I mean, I tell you, everything happen fast. Things just happen fast. Anyway, we give thanks. We give thanks to all the people that most stay with me. We are continue tonight with some vibes. Yes, we'll soon tell you what we are dealing with that. Nominated, reggae album, nominated. Sly and Robbie, final. Final conflict, you know, final. Well, we're not going to Sly and Robbie. We are talking about a clash. It's a Sly and Robbie. I want the owner to work on a stage still. Like Sly and Robbie and Roots Radix on the stage same time. Tune for tune. Whoa, me I tell you. Tune for tune, that's nice for a band, don't it? I want the Frankie that want to see that. I talk about Frankie Campbell. If you would have want to see two bands on the stage and have tune for tune. Here we go. Call the final battle featuring Sly and Robbie and Roots Radix with Wooly artists. Play Scratch Perry from the said album. The final battle, Sly and Robbie and Roots Radix. You know, it coming up to Black History Month and them call it also Reggae Month. And we see a series of things that happen for Reggae Month. Well, we're not complaining. We're not complaining still. Well, we still I say that it's important that we really recognize Black History Month for what it's worth. It's worth reflection. It's worth nowadays people are going on YouTube more than anything else. It's worth going on YouTube and just type in Black history or, you know, great African thinkers or anything like that. Forget a groundation on yourself. Yeah, there's so much things upon them things they know that you can't say you don't know again, you know. If you don't know, if you don't know now, you know what I know. Yeah, you can Google anything. Yeah, you talk to Google, you type in Google like the person there beside you. First time you could have, you have to send telegram go foreign. First time you have to send letter go foreign. People don't write letter again. Write at them fingertips, instant message. Instant message. So you can't say you don't know again, you know. Ignorance done away with now. And if you claim ignorance, that means we don't know, we can't help you. So here Black history come, you have to go find out what is Black history. You can't even find out how it start, why it start, when it start, and where it start, and from whom it started. Very important. Nobody tell you no foolishness about America it come from. Because if it was to start look on that, most of the things that we give credence to in Jamaica, it's not Jamaica it come from. And most of the things them know where we give credence to, it's America it come from. We don't hear nobody ball about when certain things go them say why American thing that me not celebrate it. Them jump for celebrate it. Them jump for celebrate it because that is our mindset there right now. We have been duped again to recognize things that is not of us. We have been duped. And when you hear Black History Month, you hear a man ball out about it's an American thing. American which thing? A black people started which American thing. Americans are the Native American, native what them call Indian. Everybody, black or white, are trespass on the red man land. So we have to know what we are saying. We have to be specific in what we are saying, especially now. If we want to understand self, as Marcus Garvey said, confidence in yourself is a victory, even if you never start fight. Confidence in yourself. So we know about confidence in self. That should be a mantra for most one. You want to search, you want to Google, you want to YouTube, by any method that you use to get information on your smartphone, on your laptop or your iPad. Very important. You know, great African inventors. When them say black people don't contribute nothing, now we contribute to civilization more than any other group. And people that talk about say, it's a lucky thing them take you out of Africa, who still are one up and down with bone in our nose. What a presumption, set crazy. And sometimes I know white people are saying it, you know, black people are saying niggers saying these things. So we better have now, because if we need Africa, we run up and down with bone in our nose. What a terrible thing. In other words, we never have no civilization in Africa. And that is really show the ignorance of people who we recognize as educated. Because these people who saying these things are supposed to be educated people in the society. You can find out that for yourself now, to find out if we never have no history, no culture, if no science never there, no technology, no mathematics, all of them things where you people talk about in the Western world. Where did those things come from? Who invented those things? Who invented university? Our man knows him for go to university. Which part of the first university today? Most of the simple things that we use every day in our life. It's black people invented. Black people. All the computer black people invented. And people don't want to believe them something there. Computer is a black man invent that. And maybe it's a black woman too. And if you want to really find out what me I say, go Google it. Go on YouTube. Because everybody go to YouTube, you know, to watch some little frivolous, little foolishness. There's more to YouTube than just this frivolousness. You know, and that is what grab the youth them now. Them not use the YouTube to motivate themselves or edify themselves. Them use the YouTube to talk to them friend about something where ridiculous and crazy. Most ones when I say I use it, them not use it as a educational tool. Like how them now go to school again, them can't use it as an educational tool. Them use it for susu and sese and meme and wewe and keke and all them damn foolishness we are going in our society. You know, see, well, we have more things right now to deal with because we're traumatized. Still, after 400 years, I will traumatize African people who walk around the place and don't know themselves. After 400 years, I will walk around the place and we're kind of insane. We're kind of insane. We lose ourselves to the point where we don't even know who we is. And there's a lot of us who walk around with somebody else's mind. Yes. Can I remember say, them wash out the brain, you know. And then bleach it out too. Them not going to wash it out, them bleach it, car. When them they don't wash it, them say, well, it's not so white, it's not so white. So they have to bleach it to make it whiter than snow. They say, wash me and make me whiter than snow. Though your sins may be like scarlet, but it shall be as white as snow. And right now we recognize nothing of ourselves because we are a different person. We have been metamorphosized into a different species. It's a terrible thing when you are living in a next man world and don't even know say it's not yours. It's a terrible thing when you live in a next man's illusion, fantasy, and dream, and don't recognize it's not you that. If only you knew that it was not you. If only you know the greatness and the strength of your ancestors and your ancestral legacy. If only knew what they left for us. Is we must go deep, 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 deep in our consciousness, deep in our meditation, deep in our search for truth, deep in our search for understanding, and deep in our search for self, and how we can express self through the joy and happiness that we are searching for in this crazy mixed up capitalist, communist, socialist, all it's them where them can find and put power. We engraft it in ourselves and never know say we have societies and system that was governing us for thousands of years before the Arabs and the Europeans got there. Thousands of years. We was living in Africa thousands of years before Europeans and Arabs come there. It make it look like say black people was always enslaved. That is how they make it look like. That, but you know, we are slaves. We was always enslaved because that is what them teach we. We did run up and down with bone in our nose. And I go, wogo. And all them things that nobody never understand it. That is what them do to the Native American too. And that is what them do to the Aboriginal people. Australia burn down, burn. Them say, how much more them say? Like 50 million or 500 million animals dead. You hear them mention anything about the Aboriginal people them? I don't hear them mention nothing about the Aboriginal, the first people them who inhabit Australia, that them call Australia. And not that we don't feel it for the animal them, but we want to the Aboriginal people them who get caught in the fire. Australia is burning. Europeans go make it become a white country. A white country. That's how them go to America make it become a white country. Like the people them have color now, who them call brown people. Can't grip the land. You see them put all bad upon one side of the land and say the land over there so is Mexico. Spaniards them used to ransack it. Because the Spaniards them it come, they come ransack it too. Yes, and fight the English one them over there so. And then little more you hear the English fight the English over there so the Irishman them. So you have like the Confederates and the North a fight. And in between that was the African people and the Native Americans. And them have we live for them reality. It's for them reality we live. You know, believe me, look around you, man. If you're in your bedroom now, look around in your bedroom and see if I know for them reality I live. The whole of we live for them reality. But it's one thing for you in an illusion, but to know that it's an illusion and how you use the illusion is a different thing. And black people don't know how to use illusions to satisfy them. They don't tell them use that with the Bible. Yeah, man, them create some illusions in the Bible and then it facilitates our thinking. And them give you books, pan top of books. Philosophy, books about philosophy, books about psychology and all them things. It's for them illusion that. Them illusion, them create an illusion and use the illusion against the people them. And then draw back from the illusion. And we still in the illusion and we can't know if you use it. You have to know says an illusion if you use it. You can't just go around and just, you know, like you take coke every day, continuously, either on opium or heroin. And you don't know whether I did or whether. You think say, where you're there is the real thing. And you can't wake up out of it. Because the means by which you should awake, you're not ready or you don't want to use that method to come out of it. The method we're talking about is the African consciousness. The African consciousness. Marcus Garvey was a pill a pill that every African should have take to heal himself and come out of the illusion, the perpetual illusion of whiteness and white supremacy. Marcus Garvey gone 100 odd years now. I will still searching more pill, more pill, more pill. The pill is already inside of you. You need to awaken it. Somehow it just going over head and gone through somewhere else. And look how much came. Look how much tablet came for us. And we refuse to accept it. Yet still give thanks to science and technology that we can go forward into the iPad, the iPhone and the computer and dig up forward those who died for our liberation and recognize what they say and what they did. Not like some 5,000 years ago story where men sit down and conjure up in them thinking and thoughts and them superstitious nature and them not understanding them surroundings like how we understand it. So them write things in their belief and create an illusion that 5,000 years after, those illusions almost become real to African people. Because when these guys write down these things, it is really about African people, them writing. And in that time, the African people, them was experiencing something totally different from what we are experiencing now. 5,000 years. 4,000 years, we don't even say 5,000. And we can't even say that too. 5,000 years ago, when these things was written. Well, I shouldn't even say 5,000 years it was written. Because them writing here is not even 3,000 years old. It was speculation, people writing and speculating what a group of people might be understanding about them surroundings. Yeah, man. And we confront that years, millenniums. And it come to this now. It come to this now where even those writings can be Googled. You can Google the writing them. As a matter of fact, most book now, you can Google the book or you can go on YouTube and see audio books. A lot of them we have been playing for years for this program. We have been playing these audio books. People have grasped those audio books over the years, but we are talking about the younger ones now who are listening. And we have said very important that you use up the Google and use up the YouTube for information that will lead you to a different understanding from the understanding that you got when you was younger. Because remember saying, we live in a society that show you one thing, one kind of political system, one kind of religious system. Now, you can find books that is not of this political system and not of this religious belief. You can find things to strengthen you in the delusion and delusion. And you can try find things to make you come out of the illusion. Because some people want strength, them just say, all right, this I'm going to search for. Some people want to be sad, them look for this. Some people want to eat food. You know, said you can't find which food good for this, which good food for that. Some people want to kill and can't find it. And that same thing them call iPad, iPhone, and computer is a serious thing. We have to recognize the times we're living in. And when we say Black History Month, it is a time now for get into it. What is this Black History Month that we hear all about? You know how much years not talk about Black History Month. Black History Month is a reflection, man. Reflection on the greatness and the beauty of being African. The beauty and the greatness of being African. And don't make them tell you no foolishness. But Africa is an uncivilized place where people walk up and down naked and all we do is have disease and we have hunger and starvation. There's 50 different countries in Africa. 50 different countries in Africa. Africa is a continent, it's not a country. Don't let nobody tell you no foolishness. The greatest disease-stricken time in history wasn't in Africa. What I say? I say the greatest, I don't want to call it the greatest, the worst disease-stricken time in all the history was not in Africa, it was in Europe. It was in Europe, like the so-called Black Plague licked Europe, and it never even just, it's not just like it licked 2 countries over there, so like how them say, he is there, Africa. And if you go a certain place, no, he is not there. And them say Ebola. Them say Ebola, they are Africa. So you're afraid to go to Africa. You know, people not afraid to go to Europe when they hear certain things are going on. Like a man say, why you want to say, them bomb up a nightclub in Europe, you know. People say, first them say, which part? And then them say France. Them say, oh, I know France, I go to Switzerland. I know France, I go to Belgium. You know, Belgium and France, they live together, you know, Switzerland, and they're far from that. But people don't recognize that. But when them say, boy, you want to say Ebola lick down Africa, and them say, reality, me now go down the Rasta, I'm going to catch it. And then you have millions of people that live down there, and them not have it. Me now go to Jamaica, you know, because them kill people in Jamaica. Of course, they kill people in Jamaica, but 2.7 million people live in Jamaica, and them still there. So them set Africa against Africans. Yeah, man. Them set Africa against Africans. That Africans now start now set Africa against themselves. So you talk about Africa. A whole people want to know why you hear nothing about Africa. Because mind they are New York or London. Depending on which part of mother or grandmother there. Because most of our mother there, most of our grandmother go to there England. And most of our mother go to there America right now. So depending on which part your parents there, and that's where your eyes set. And if you live in a country, you want to go to Kingston, even if you don't have no mother and father there, a whole heap of policeman. I know Kingston then come from, a country then come from and can't get no work and left them country and come here out and say, boy, they must join police force because nothing better than there. Nothing better than there. That's why sometimes you think say the policeman and the man outside with a gun are different set of people. Not a different set of people. I just that one is trained to kill people and the other one just kill because him have a gun. This is the cutting edge on RFM. And the people them refuse themselves and suffering because of that. Them suffering because they refuse themselves. So if you refuse yourself, I mean, who are going to save you? You have to go save yourself. Because no one out there can save you. You have to save yourself. Because there is something inside of your brains that make you think different from animals. There's something inside of your head that cause you to have certain feelings and you do certain things. Your behavioral pattern is different from the trees. And you're refusing yourself for hundreds of years. Because after the liberationists them come and show the way out. But we can name them and name them and name them. After them come, forget we out of the bickle where we in. We still insist if we go on like we don't want to hear or we don't want to listen. So we continue in the madness. And then I wonder how come in the madness so long. So many enslaved African people still dip on the boat. On the boat a rock and a rock and a rock. And we start rock and roll. We still singing and dancing, shouting and making noise. And do understand, say, the dance must be liberation. And the singing must be for liberation. It can't be nothing else. It have to be a part of the struggle for liberation. Anything what we're doing at this time, yeah. Anything what we do. All how we look must be a part of the struggle. Yeah, man. All how we look. Don't bother go like you want to hide behind no cloak. Or you want to hide behind no jacket and tie and no suit. And don't have nothing in your head that really confront the system straight on. We have to recognize how the struggle is not a part-time thing. It must be embedded in our thinking, our thoughts, our religion, our politics, our cultural expression, our divinity, all of the things them that we search for make us be human being. Human being. It's not a yesterday thing or a today thing or a Monday thing or a Sunday thing or a going out thing or a coming home thing. It's everything. Everything. This is the cutting edge. And IRFM. Think a joke me I make. Yeah, man. A great song. And you know that phrase, is it because I'm black? She just use it and make a spin. She just spin it. May I tell you, man, one of the greatest songs I ever hear a Jamaican daughter sing about blackness. Yes, and a whole heap of them out there. Songs out there, but this is the one, yeah? They'll penetrate me. Okay, here we go. A blackness I work with? Yeah, a blackness I work with.
Hi there, I'm Pat Clark. Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. Dub is a genre of electronic music that grew out of Jamaican reggae music in the 1960s and is commonly considered a subgenre, though it has developed to extend beyond the scope of reggae. The style consists predominantly of instrumental remixes of existing recordings and is achieved by significantly manipulating and reshaping the recordings, usually through the removal of vocals and the emphasis of the rhythm section.
The stripped down.
Hey, this is where I go on.
Drum and bass track is sometimes referred to as a rhythm. Dubs are usually augmented by the application of studio effects such as echo and reverb, and the occasional dubbing of vocal or instrumental snippets from the original version or other works. It was an early form of popular electronic music. Dub was pioneered by producers such as Osborne King Tubby Ruddock, Lee Scratch Perry, and Errol Thompson, among others. In the late 1960s, Augustus Pablo is credited with bringing the melodica to dub and is also among the pioneers and creators of the genre. Similar experiments with recordings at the mixing desk outside the dancehall environment was also done by producers Clive Chin and Herman Chin Loy. These producers, especially Ruddock and Perry, looked upon the mixing console as an instrument manipulating tracks to come up with something new and different. The Roland Space Echo was widely used by dub producers in the 1970s to produce echo and delay effects. A major reason for producing multiple dub versions was economic. A record producer could use a recording he owned to produce numerous versions from a single studio session. A version was also an opportunity for a producer or remix engineer to experiment and express their more creative side. The version was typically the side B of a single and used for experimenting and providing something for DJs to talk over, while the A side was more often dedicated to the original vocal-oriented track. In the 1970s, LP albums of dub tracks were produced. These were often simply the dub versions of an existing vocal LP, but sometimes a selection of original instrumental tracks produced in dub style for which no vocals existed. Dub music and toasting introduced a new era of creativity in reggae music. From their beginning, toasting and dub music developed together and influenced each other. The development of sound system culture influenced the development of studio techniques in Jamaica, and the earliest DJs, including Duke Reid and Prince Buster, among others, were toasting over instrumental versions of reggae and developing instrumental reggae music. Dub has influenced many genres of music, including rock, punk, pop, hip-hop, post-techno, and electronic dance music. Traditional dub has survived, and some of the originators, such as Lee Scratch Perry and the Mad Professor, continue to produce new material. The word dub, utilized by Jamaican producers when making dub plates, refers to transferring a copy of one recording to another. The process of using previously recorded material, modifying the material, and subsequently re-recording it to a new master mix, in effect doubling or dubbing the material. The term dub had multiple meanings in Jamaica around the time of the music's origin. The most frequent meaning referred to a form of erotic dance, specifically rubber dub. Some musicians, for instance Bob Marley and the Wailers, had alternative meanings for the term dub. In concert, the order "dub this one" meant put an emphasis on bass and drums. Drummer Sly Dunbar points to a similar interpretation, relating the term dubwise to using only drums and bass. There is usually a distinctly organic feel to dub music, even though the effects are electronically created. And now, to end the Jamaican roots and culture, here are some words of wisdom from a Jamaican proverb. Dag turn corners according to the length and tail. A dog turns a corner according to the length of its tail. This means you should take your abilities into account before you take on major challenges. Make sure that you're equipped to do the job. Dag turn corners according to the length and tail. For Jamaican roots and culture.
Cutting edge. Okay, so we want to play this to the people, sisters, especially, yes. Listen, you know, say, in the 90s when we started this program, yeah, we used to play the sister regular, you know. Yeah, the sister we were playing now. We used to play a regular, but I want you to listen to this. Here we go. I can say if I have the thing right. Okay.
As I said, this book demonstrates that we are not as different as we like to think that we are. So what I'm going to go over real brief right now is what the attributes are of the good black woman. Since she's not on television, we may not recognize her. Okay. Now, the good black woman has 7 attributes, and then I'm going to explain to you how to utilize those in your day-to-day life. The good black woman has self-discipline, courteousness, cheerfulness, self-respect, intelligence, cleanliness, and love. Now, we've heard that terminology. You know, it's like one of those where they tell you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. What do that mean? You know, how can I make that functional in my day-to-day life to benefit me as a practice? It sounds like all theory. Where's the practicum? What do I do? The good black woman has self-discipline. That's self-control. Let me make that real for you, sisters. We can start with our mouth. The good black woman can control her mouth. She don't have to say everything that comes up. It's okay if he get the last word sometime. You know, she don't cuss in public. And she works on not cussing in private. She don't tear a man down with her mouth because they can't out-argue us. Can't nobody out-argue us. I have charged that we nag our men too much. We keep our men's head tied up so much with our petty grievances about our personal relationship that he don't have time to think and plan for our future. Because he got to deal with what's going to happen with us every day. You know, it's real odd. When the black man come home, he almost have to do a wind test or stick his toe in the door. He don't know what's waiting. He don't know who in there today. He know it's a possibility that there's some kind of new monster that he didn't even know about yesterday. So, you know, we need to not make it like that. We need to not be so vicious with our mouth. You know, men are not petty like that. They're not going to out-argue us. And it has been proven that verbal abuse is just as harmful as physical abuse. So let's not use our mouth to do that to him. The good black woman is courteous. She says, thank you, baby. I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate every effort you make. Try harder. I'm going to work with you. Thank you. I know you did your best. Now that's a whole new language. But just to say that during the course of the day, every day, with the man that you're trying to be with or want to be with will make our life easier. We can't get it if we don't give it. We keep wanting them to give us and do something for us that we refuse to do and give to them. It don't work like that. The good black woman has self-respect. She don't have to go out naked just to get the attention of a man. I have sisters all over the country, and they come up to me after the lectures, and they'll be talking to me, and they'll say, well, you know, all he think about is sex. All he think about is my body. I say, why don't you show him something else? And then here's the really good one. They'll come up and they'll have on a weave. They have on false eyelashes, another whole face, false fingernails, and all of that. And then they'll say, but I'm looking for a real man. It's real deep. I say, why? What do you want a real man for? The good black woman can pull a dress down without thinking that it devalues her. She doesn't have to use her body because she has so many other good attributes about herself to get the attention of a man. We can take the sisters in a position to take all of the charge and sexual energy out of the black community by just dressing differently. We have the power and control over that. That don't stop you from being beautiful. That don't stop you from getting a man. And it certainly puts things on the right perspective so some other judgments can be made other than physical. It don't take no knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to have a sexual reaction. That's the most base. We spend less time doing that than anything else we do. So, you know, that doesn't always have to be the forefront issue. We know we are capable of that. The good black woman has intelligence, meaning that she knows how to behave properly in the streets. She's not in the wrong place. Some of our women don't know what else to do other than go to the bar. They need some activities. Some of our women thinking that staying home on the weekend is some kind of sin. Some of our women think that if they don't have a new outfit to wear every day, that they go self-destruct. You know, we have a lot of just that kind of nonsense going. Every time we buy new outfits and clothes or whatever, all we're doing is sending money out of our community. We don't own no clothing stores. If the white man closed the shoe factory, we'd all be here barefooted tonight. We don't own no shoe factories. You know, very base things that we don't own, that we put our money into and demand, we have to have them. A lot of times our men look at us and know that he ain't never going to be able to make enough money to give us all of the things we say we want. And don't no man want to be with no woman who he constantly got to deny her the things that she says she wants. That represents failure to him, to have to always, you know, not be able to provide us with what we ask for. One of the ways we can do that is to start being satisfied with less. You know, the good black woman is clean. Now that's a hard one. The good black woman try to keep the house clean. Good black woman is clean by her own body. You know, a lot of those things we kind of take for granted, but all of our people don't know about that. There are people who are angry with me because I even describe the fact that some of us as sisters don't have the proper personal hygiene, as if that don't exist. We have too much falsehood and pretense going about our condition. Everybody that's dressed up ain't clean. You know, that's just the truth. We have to look at our condition in the light of truth. Stop reacting emotionally and pretending that just because we don't want to deal. One of the most difficult things that I deal with out here is trying to teach our people the difference between an actual fact and an opinion. Our people think that they can accept or reject truth based on how they feel about it. Your feelings don't change the truth. The truth is just going to be there. You can feel any kind of way you want to feel about it. Those kind of emotions have kept us from growing, because anything we don't like, we just reject that and say, well, I don't believe that. That don't mean that it's not the truth. It just makes you a disbeliever. The good black woman practices non-possessive loving. Now, y'all know that's a hard one. Now, envy is wanting what someone else has. And jealousy, of course, is just selfishness. Non-possessive loving is not an easy one for us to practice. And, of course, I have a lot of sisters and some brothers who are in disagreement with me saying that. But the actual fact is that our men are outnumbered about 5-1. And nature is going to require that the men take responsibility for more than one woman and her children. Most of our men have children by more than one woman anyway. So I don't know why that was such a surprise, allegedly, when I said that. The black man has not been waiting on me to tell him he could have more than one woman. You know, I'm in agreement with the rest of y'all. I don't think he should do that, but I feel like you did. There are some things perhaps about the nature of our man that we have been given some definitions about that are not true. There are some things he can do that we call him a dog. We do not have the same capabilities as a man. I am not talking about fornication and adultery. That's something else. I'm talking about actual responsibility of fatherhood and husbandhood of another family. That's quite different from fornication and adultery. We don't have the same capabilities of them. That's right. A man can have 2 homes, 2 sets of in-laws. He can eat dinner at 2 houses, 2 sets of children, 2 garages, 2 separate sets of friends attached to that woman. He can have all of that. We can't do that. We can't cook dinner at 2 houses. We can't sleep with one man 4 nights a week and another one 3. Ain't no man gonna agree with that. We can't have one set of children we leave in one place and go and stay in another place and take care of another set. It doesn't work for us. Now that does not mean that we can't have sex with more than one man. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just taking responsibility for your children. Now certainly every man can't take financial responsibility for all of his children. He can do something. But a man who is spending time with a child is going to do something for it. Because then they'll find out what we have since we've been taking care of them by ourselves. You don't like to always say, no, I can't do it. No, I ain't got it. So the children will make you get it up. you spend some time with it. You know, that's an important thing. The effectiveness of the principles that I just described, their usefulness has not diminished just because modern opinion has changed about them. There is not a black man in this room who does not still enjoy it if his woman bake him a cake. While our young daughters are being raised and taught that that's old style and that's out of fashion. We are not making those rules. Somebody else is, and they're imposing them on us and making us think that we have to qualify under them. I tell the brothers, just like I tell the sisters, if you have a woman that you've been working with for months or years, and you can't get that woman to get in agreement with your program, then get rid of her and get another one. And I tell the sisters the same thing. If you're with a man you can't agree with, don't make his life miserable. Get with a man you can agree with. But we spend too much time living in hell with each other. We spend too much time tearing each other down, trying to make the other person do different or function different. If you want somebody to change, first change yourself. We set the example. We are the teacher. We are the mother.
She never hear me call the sister name. We say, is it because I'm black? Her name is Yeza. Y-E-Z-A. Yeza. That's the name of that sister. Is it because I'm black? Different version, different style. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. So we carve the way, paving the way for the ones who think can really come true. That is really what they have to do. We have to recognize how the system set up in them time, yeah. Where the system set up in such a way where you know what you think on what has been done to you and what you should do because you are here now. You know why you think on your past so as to catch up on your future. People without a knowledge of them history is like a tree without root. And you know that go. People without a knowledge of them history is like a tree without root. Them don't want you to be grounded in your Africanness. Because whenever a lot of people hear that word Africa, them start to really get vexed, or them start to distort their mind. Yeah, because them distort their mind. Because it must be a distorted person in a this time, yeah, who think pan Africa in such a way where it's almost like them despise it. Must be a distorted mind, man. Because there's so much beautiful things. Because sometimes them tell you, say, look here, even in Jamaica, them say, you know, we know a whole heap of bad things are going on, you know, but good things are going on too. Yes, that is what a whole heap of people say. And we're not no idiot, we're not no living in no illusion about Africa. We know that there's a whole heap of bad things are going on, but good things are going on too. Because when we look at another country like Rwanda, you know, Rwanda 20 years ago was having the bloodiest civil war taking place, instigated by European powers like France. Big, big things that are going on. Terrible things. Whole heap of death and destruction and all them something there. And what we see right now is that Rwanda is one of the fastest rising economy in the world. That same country named Rwanda, one of the fastest rising economy in the world. You know, say Rwanda facilitate Wi-Fi for the country. You know, we just hear the government say they're going to make some sharp square in a man to go be a Wi-Fi friendly. Means say you can't go sit down there and use your computer or your cell phone and get the Wi-Fi connection. Well, Rwanda passed that. Rwanda facilitate that in the whole country. We say America going to soon facilitate Wi-Fi in the whole country. That means anywhere there, you don't have to use none of them system where them have over there. You can use, just turn on your phone and you're automatically connected. You don't have to have no, what them call it, password. No password. And if a country like Rwanda in Africa can surpass a whole heap of the so-called first world countries them in development and planning, we're not going to hear about it as much because Africa, you know, little think, yeah, little Ebola catch up around it, so hear them sound like the whole of Africa. Hear little this happen around it, so them sound like it's all of that. You know, you have countries, you know, say, Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast is the second largest producers of cashew. May I tell you, to see the man them cashew. If you see the people them cashew, you would believe it, man. It's the cashew we have. For them cashew come like 2.5 size times one cashew. Come like, for them one at 2.5 times the size of the cashew I see long. I never see cashew so big in my life. Trust me. And them have produced cashew. I think it's India. I think India is the biggest producer of that thing, cashew. But when was there, the president said, a couple years from now, they're going to be the largest producers of cashew. Yeah, that was for them ambition. For surpass India in the provision of cashew. Yeah, man. Cashew, that really unique fruit that the seed grow outside of the plant. Yeah, the seed is where all the people eat rather than the fruit itself. But there's so much things that is happening in Africa. So much things. But we hear about slavery, which is the thing where we mostly hear about Africa, slavery. And then after slavery, we hear about starvation, and then we hear about disease. That is the thinking and the thinking of most ones who don't want to recognize that there is something outside of famine, slavery, and disease. That is Africa. That Africa existed thousands of years before you did have Europe, before you did have all of these places where you hear say it's first world countries. There was a first world country in Africa, or countries in Africa. When we talk about science, mathematics, you still have it. It's not like it gone nowhere. Because you still have inventions that go on in Africa nowhere. Don't get no mainstream publicity. That's why I say you have to go and go dig deep in your, what them call it, iPad or YouTube facility, anything will facilitate YouTube and Google. Or find some way to get some news out of Africa that is not necessarily Western news. Yeah, that is not West, that's not coming from CNN or BBC. You know, you have a lot of different news, information centers, medias that is available to us now. We never used it there. Maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You never have so much media houses that facilitate news, especially news. And if you go on your computer now, you can find them Just like how you can find any radio station in the world. Someone from Florida sent me a WhatsApp with the map of the world with some little dots on it, and them say, anywhere on the map you touch, you want to hear a radio station in India, in a Delhi or somewhere, just touch Delhi. And you hear radio stations like, wow. If you want a radio station in a Finland, all you have to do is just touch it. That is a development that we have now. That you can just go on your iPhone, find the map, and just touch somewhere upon the map, and you hear a radio station from the area where you touch. It's amazing. It's amazing. You have apps where if you upload them in your phone or your computer, the amount of radio station, the amount of news station that is available to you right at your fingertips. But you can't say you don't know. You can't say you don't know again. It's a lazy person that have an iPhone. Or not even lazy. It's a person who thinks that ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is okay. What I don't know won't hurt me. You think so? What you don't know don't hurt you. Yes. You stand up there and make something a drop on a high building. And you don't know, say it a drop and say if it not going to hurt you. What you don't know will hurt you. And I say that it's a good thing to know. It's a good thing to know. It's better to know than to don't know. People that talk about ignorance is bliss. I don't accept that. I don't accept say ignorance is bliss. We need some serious re-education of our African people, of ourselves. We need to be re-educated and start be indoctrinated. Because most of us have been indoctrinated over the years. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. The time is 12 o'clock.
Motor.
Yeah.
What go on, say, your boy?
There, man.
Manners and respect.
Harry.
You talk to me now.
Yeah, but you know, you have the radio on, you know, Virgin. You have the radio on at the background and you listen to it.
Yeah, man, you really turn down, you know, man.
Turn down, turn it off, man.
Yeah, man, me turn it down, man.
Yeah, all right.
So, where go my teacher?
No, you have to tell me, are you call?
You don't know, say, me I listen to your program from over the years, you know, but from a big man level still. I went last week, you talk about the millennium thing there.
It's millennium.
Well, that's if we reach a decade,
oh, yeah, 21 or 20, yeah.
When we reach, man, that's if you understand and know where I go on still, you know?
Yeah, all right. Okay?
Yeah, man, because zero count, man, you have to count to zero, you know? So, at 2020 we're there, you know, so zero count, so you have to wait until it's 2020 done before you can.
So when you go to bank, you can start counting money from zero then?
Be yourself, man, and relax, man. I have to have a bank. Zero count, man, so you have to wait until when time 2020 finish, you start count from 21, and then you get the 2030.
No, you're not here. Then if you tell me, say, then a 1 year count from then. If you say you have to wait till the 20 finish, you start at 1. Listen to what you say before you say what you say, man.
Then me teacher.
No, me not your teacher, man, because you teach me something else or no, it don't make no sense. If you tell me, say, it's done at, when the 20 done, you start at 1 and then you end up at 30. Then no, the 30, it end at 30 then.
Then remember, you know. When 2020 done, you start 2021, 2022, and 2023, and it continues. Then
somebody says it starts at 2021.
But when I discuss like say, when you don't know discussion or discussion I come from longer time. I mean,
where you talk about? I don't know where you talk about. Who did I discuss what? Where you talk about?
They know all topics start from before. All topics start. And then have conversation.
Yeah, but you say what me did I say? You start at 20, you end at 20 and you start at 21. So where the argument? No argument no there.
We all have to just wait until 2020 are finished, then we start next year and start 2021 and also we start counting until we reach 2030. And
yeah, that was the conclusion, Bridget. That was the conclusion.
Yeah.
And that was the conclusion. It sound like you call me for fight, man. After the same thing what me I say.
No, man, I don't do that, man. No,
yeah, they not that really I say you start at the 21. You don't start at 0. You start at 21.
But I mean,
why you keep us say but? The business with them want say no. You say what you say no, and me agree with what you say.
Yeah, well, big discussion last week and we have whole part argument and this.
Then you come back with it now and start up with it again.
No man, kill the argument.
You don't know then. You don't. So we can't go to the next move then.
Yeah.
All right. Give thanks. Here. Yes. Cutting edge. Okay, here we go now. Here we go. Sister Carol. Yes. Blaze.
What going on, man?
There.
Yeah, man, you know, say, but they are good in our compound. We never plan to call them. We never have no radio. I'm putting the phone ring.
More time you have a plan to call, you just call.
In London. So when I England, they say, let me start the program with a vibration when we challenge the world, universities in the world, say the Cushman, the black man, invent mathematics, chemistry, biology and physics. So when them hear you start your program like that, they must say, I hear with it, I must tell it. Heart, mind and soul.
How will you tell him?
No, I can't. That's why I call him, say, I will call the cutting edge tonight. I say, I don't know about that.
No, I started.
I say, nah, man. You have to call Baruka tonight.
20 odd years, me talk that still. 20 odd years on the program, me talk that.
No, I'm true, me never hear the I said still. I say, well,
no, I play all tape towards that too. I play all Ben Your Cannon, all of them. I play that tape there. I say it from 29 years, I say that on the radio.
Well, all right, then
it's not knowledge you certain people know. It's a knowledge of whole heap of people know them are delving in them African history.
So we'll just go and say it again. With dear all universities around the world.
Every Black History Month, we project that.
Remember now. This when me look for how the black man them in Jamaica I kill the woman them. And we see them talk about crime and them would even blame. The man them forget blame, yes.
Yeah, but the black man them a kill the black man them too. The black man them a kill the black man them too.
And them come from slavery. And you set a feminized education to belittle him. That's even the same queen where you play, Dr. Ali, where I show you how a good black woman to behave. I want to tell you, say you beat him down so much that him is less of a man or less of a human, where a violent, me not take up for no man, I'm give an excuse for no man, But me challenge even the Prime Minister, him 2 teenage son, we're in high school right now. How is it 4th and 5th farm? I teach young black males, say them is nothing, them come from slavery. It's not everyone can go through life smooth and a fight that, because brother, may I tell you the truth. You see, high school, me put my head over it. When I come see the book, The Making of the West Indies, Transatlantic Slave Trade. You know, see it. As a little youth now, when I know much, them time there. They come say, what that? Them time, I have no chematologists or Egyptologists in a high events. But I fight it, I say, wait. How can I joke thing this? Slavery. So, challenge them again. You see where I come from? Because look in a brethren. Before Europe have a basic school. Basic school. They push them cross the Gibraltar Strait, going south of Spain, go build Salamanca. And they rule Europe for 790 years. So our set of people could have do that without mastering these science, brethren. And how the country not, we call it now, have an uproar. And our sons now being taught that them come from slavery. Black man contribute to the world. I say I tribute nothing to civilization. Oh, I see it up in our country, full Kush country, black country, allow them things that they are going. May I ask the I that now?
I know allow it for going.
As a ancient
no,
night,
but I know. Hold on.
We just smooth with that. Can I answer I that?
Yeah, me answer you. Me say I know allow that. Or you mean I personally? I know allow that.
No, me I talk the country, brother.
No, but I can't talk about the country. Wait there. You say, oh, I allow that. Yeah, you say I must answer you. Oh, yeah, but I know allow it. I know allow it. I know allow it.
No, I said the I, brother. I said the country.
All right. How the I allow it? How the I allow it? How the I allow it?
That's what I say. Where is the uproar?
I mean, then that I say I uproar from how much years now? A years I uproar. I don't.
I country fast asleep.
No, really. You ask I and I allow it. That means you include I too, you know. Oh, I and I allow it.
I include all I and I.
Yeah, but I tell you, say I never allow it. I never allow it because I had do this way I said hello, so you never hear me say certain things yet. Some man call you and tell you say, I listen to you why me say it. Me I tell you say
them say them never hear the I say that.
Yeah, whole heap of things them never hear. Because I even you say you never hear it yet. And you are calling me from the 2000, early 2000. Anyway, hear me I say now. Hear me I say. I not allow it. That is why I use what is at my disposal to say what I am saying. I'm not allowing it. If the people them are asleep, some of them are asleep, some not asleep. So it don't fall upon their fears because still they are so. And still they are so I say it, you know. And I know a whole heap of people where it affect when I say it. So when you say, oh, I and I allow it, I don't know if the I allow it because I not allow it. The I allow it.
Then that's why I about the fire. And that's why
that means you not allow it. That means you not. That means you not allow it then.
Countries in the world.
Yeah.
See, brother. Because that is a lie where it is. You say all the while say when they tell a lie over and over it becomes like a truth.
Yeah.
That lie in a comfort zone, brother. See, because you get the same book, you know, brethren. 40-something, 50 years. Wrote up the same teaching in this country where they must say black people then is nothing then. Is you as a food and draught of water. I just say bone in a nose, sit up in the motherland and sit down, doing nothing. So even the slavery, the Caucasian them draw that and say, them deserve slavery because they never did do nothing in the first place. So what better them to do? Make them go walk. So I said to myself now, remember now, the whole earth are listening, them kind of vibration now. And I say, well alright then. Oh, you feel say, I never attribute nothing to civilization. When 5, 10,000 years, remember brother, Mesopotamia, brother. Mesopotamia, you know, where them train we in the book to burn the capital city Babylon, brother. Which is Kush, the man will start Mesopotamia, black lacquer, richest spice, black lacquer tar, or even blacker. See, laid it out perfect. Underground sewage from paved brick road. Most of the exotic countries them in Europe have them brick road to this day. And in a Soho, Manhattan, have them brick road. A matter of fact, my have a virgin work for AT&T. Say them have to pull up some brick in a Soho. Right there, you stand there, make a left, go down there, so. And you have a special set of people come show them where to pack the brick them, Kawa. You see after the pipe layer, with the fiber optics, so them all use do da. They have to put forward them brick there. Just as how it was to show you the storyline they would them call heritage and history them. So you see that brick here. A long time them brick there, right? That's why I see if we're not going to do anything, we have to put it forward. And that was the deal. Mesopotamia, my brother. I'm going to say it again. I'm saying it again. Them teach we to burn everything the black man make. And I want to tell you, Rastafari, sons and Ayata, because of the confusion, play integral part in that. I know so me not stop say so. No, me not stop say so. Mesopotamia, seen one of the greatest places ever built, where the mathematics was infinite to the infinitum. It couldn't stop. And here, every city where the Caucasian build is a replica of Mesopotamia. You know, some of them say Babylon too much. Because they want to offend some of the ancient races them.
No, wait, hold on. Yo, Jesse.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, here one now. We have to make the people them know, say, when you say Mesopotamia, Iraq, you talk about, when the modern day Iraq. Wait, no, so here one now. Yo, let me talk now, I said to you now. You see, when you talk about, say, no, you know, offend none of your brethren them by saying Babylon.
No, my brethren, I say me ancient about
yeah, well, you know, Babylon is a city in Iraq, in a Mesopotamia, where you call the swinging gardens. Now, over the years, the reason why you hear ones are born Babylon is because most one take a Judeo-Christian, them depend on the Judeo-Christian mindset. And in the Bible, it tell you, it demonized Babylon, it demonized Egypt and all these places. So, we know who come to a higher level of thinking and who understand and read on certain little levels. No, say, we now go take the side of where we did say, when a man had say, Egypt had this and Pharaoh had that, and Babylon had this and Babylon had that. We have to evolve out of that. So we have to now, Rasta, pana all, have to evolve out of that thinking. Because we will continue to burn something where it's not of them for them making, but it's our making. And we can't continue to talk about Babylon. Where we know, say, Babylon is a city in Iraq, in Mesopotamia, where do have nothing to do with Ghana and all the Ghanaian people them that have moved. They have nothing to do with the Azanian people them, but it have something to do with Judaism. Where Judaism come now in graph in our thinking, and we start to now perpetuate that Judaism continuously and make it have light. You see what I talk about?
You know, say that envy and grudge, because when Babylon make, you know, in Mesopotamia, there was not like it, you know, brother. It was not like it, you know, is more than Walla, you know, and is at first they must see every road, you know.
Well, that's why they tell the same wonders, not the one of the same wonders.
It's an envy. I mean, a secret trouble is an envy from even the other races to see how Amakush laid out a place there in a virgin. Now I tell you, you know, we don't know same son Nimrod come with a whole of foolishness, saying, run with him Amakush, take over his mother, marry his mother. That's when in America, the most famous word is mother F-R. You see, and when them check say is a curse word, is a big up Nimrod, born on the 25th of December. You see where me I come from? The greatest of the white man are the Caucasian in I'm clubs and all that he do in secret. Other man let them praise. The mighty hunter, Nimrod, they come in right ears ring and holy pa ting. Saying, I never praise and I quiet. The disagreeable son. Saying,
which part Nimrod come from?
Right now,
Jesse. Jesse, which part Nimrod come?
The whole Bible written against a place there in Mutabaruka.
Jesse.
From Ezekiel to Jeremiah.
Jesse.
To Isaiah. Even the Psalms are David alone, you know.
Jesse.
The whole book.
Jesse.
Against Babylon. See, and I don't know, the way I said this.
Jesse.
We give thanks. We know some time we will a reason for it again. And tomorrow you know it's enough rats go frown.
Jesse. No rats now frown, man. No rats.
Tell some rats them never go read them psalms David Mutabaruka.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Alright, let me talk to you. Which part Nimrod come from? Where you talk about Nimrod? Where him come
Nimrod is son of Cush, man. In a Babylon, man.
Which part of information are there?
Eh?
Who was Nimrod? You say the son of Cush?
Then
how much Cush? Wait no, man. Yo.
You know the man, them trod from the land of Cush, Ethiopia.
You know, this told me. You know, let me talk to you. I want to talk to you, you know. I talk to you. You don't talk to me. Nobody say nothing else. You don't talk to me. I say nothing. I don't interview me. I interview you, no, Bridget. I talk to you. So I said to you now. You said Nimrod is the son of Cush. That is what you said?
Yeah.
Who was Cush?
Cush is that Abakush that came out of Ethiopia and came with the Nile. As I said, some stop on Nubia, Somalia.
All right, stop. All right. So, all right, so me ask you now.
But Bill Canaan, which is...
Oh, me can hear you and you can't hear me. Oh, me can hear you and you can't hear me. Oh, me I hear you and you not hear me.
May I hear you, man?
No, you not hear me, man. All right, me ask you now. Who was Cush's father?
Him are the original Cush. There is no one before the man I tell about.
Oh, I mean there was no one before the man. Him never have no mother. So him never have no mother.
Country there.
Him never have no mother.
But him first son with him wife, Semiramis, was Nimrod.
May I ask you, did Cush have...
Powerful and strong. Them call him the mighty hunter. Them say individual in the earth, him kill the most man. See? But him get so full of himself, where him leg of the righteousness and get kinky, seeing without kind of freakdom. Him legalize the whole of the thing with Barack Obama had a ball for, with this same sex and that because the man run out him out time palace and married his mother. Seeing?
Yeah,
that's why in America, as me say, them say mother effer in every...
No, you said that already, man. Where you say that again, for? You said that.
Really?
You know, say that already, Bridget. Well, I'm not asking something, you not answer me. May I ask you something, you know? You not answer me.
Who is Abakush?
You say Cush not have no father and no mother, that you say?
Me I say Akush started, Abakush. I am start the whole Mesopotamia.
No, me ask you, who was Cush's mother?
I can't tell him mother.
All right. You can't tell me, who was his father?
There was nothing documented about him father and mother years.
All right. Yeah. All right. So may I ask you a question now? Who was the founder of the country them called? What's the first name for the country them called Ethiopia?
Called Egypt?
No, what's the first the name that them called Ethiopia now? And Nubia.
Ethiopia was Cush.
All right. So how you get Cush you come from Mesopotamia?
No, I never said from Mesopotamia. Me said the Cushite left the land of Cush where them call Ethiopia.
I'm going Mesopotamia.
Some stop in Nubia, some stop in Somalia, some stop in Kemet, some go across the Red Sea with the whole of marshland, in past Sinai, go build Canaan, where them call Jerusalem, some go build Saudi Arabia, and some go over to Mesopotamia.
Yeah, all right.
Now, Mesopotamia, me I talk about now because this is the first metropolis. Me I talk about city with lampposts on the sidewalk, sewage pipe under the sidewalk. It's where I come from, just as what we're seeing around the world today.
But why you clear up? But me still why you clear about the Nimrod and the Cush thing? And Nimrod and Cush me still there, you know.
Son of the man when he out Mesopotamia.
No, me still why you clear up the Nimrod and thing. This man who you call Nimrod, and you say he was the son of Cush.
And the mother, him Abakush, and his mama Semiramis.
All right. What wrong you was saying that he did? Nimrod, what wrong him do?
The man chased him Abba, we call him dad.
Him change him father. Him change him father.
Strong.
Yeah.
I'm married to him Abba wife, which is the mother.
Yes.
The most famous word in America is mother.
Yeah, you said that already. How much are you going to tell the same thing?
Know that.
No, wait, no.
Because Americans don't talk without using it.
Yeah, but I know that.
That come out time out. Mother effer.
Yeah, but wait, no. And it's not the first man in history married the mother. It's not the first man in history married the mother. And it's not the first man married the mother. As a matter of fact, you have daughters. Even them people are nowadays married in them family because them want the royalty to stay in them family. So you have
you can tell me a famous man like even Nimrod and I really married the mother, then I can say, all right, I learned something. You know any?
Wait, no. Me go down the line, you know, Bridget. Now, you know, this to me.
No. Hold on now.
Yeah, what may I say to you?
Yo, Roger.
We are going to say, hold on. You see, all we are going where Jesse I say, the story about Cush and Nimrod come from the Bible. Nimrod, what Jesse said, is the son of Cush. Cush is the son of Cush is the son of Am. And Am is the son of Noah. Now, you see them thing they're just story. I not tell a man not to believe it, you know, like say it was a historical thing, you know. But me know say, I know history. Because if you follow the line of the thing, Nimrod, the son of Cush. Cush, the son of Am. Am, the son of Noah. Who was Noah's father? You don't know. Them want to bring cross a point to you about a story will never happen. What the story will never happen? The story that there was a man named Noah who have 3 sons who carried them in a boat with some animal and God destroyed the whole earth and then bring them back in a farm and them say and this son named Am and Am have some sons and God cursed this son, one of the sons of Am, which was Canaan, which is now them call now the Middle East, or Israel, Palestine, whatsoever them want to call it. Now that can go as far as it can go if you believe the story. I don't believe the story, so I not give no validation to the genealogy of someone who never exists. But the Bible said them exist according to the Bible story. I now give no genealogy to that. No genealogy. I now go tell you say, well, Nimrod is the man who go down to Mesopotamia and do this and do that. Because I know say, no Nimrod never exists. And if no Nimrod never exists, no Cush never exists. And I know that if you want to call the place Cush, you have to be reading the Bible to do it. Cush means fire. People of the fire. Cush means people of the fire. Most of the names of countries is given after historical figures, historical places, or events. I understand what Jesse talk about because Jesse a trace a thing when him say Cush, Nimrod go down and Nimrod have relationship with the mother, something pertaining to that. And then now him talk about Mesopotamia. I ain't not gonna carry them to them story there. Just like I don't believe say no Israel is in Egypt. I don't believe that. There's no historical evidence everywhere, anywhere outside of the Bible that tell you say there was a group of people named Israelites that was in Egypt as slave. These things is just stories according to what one man says, allegory. Allegory. It's stories. It don't have no historical base because there's no historical base for it nowhere else other than in that book that someone. This is why we start out and talk about how people give you stories based off of your story, and you internalize it and feel say it's you. Just like how people say them are Israel, and everybody say them are Israel, and it's not that you couldn't be Israel. It's just that now you're going to get Israel, and then start say Israel, Pharaoh, have Israel in bondage, and then God come and liberate the Israelites out of Egypt and kill off all of the firstborn baby of Egypt and bring all sorts of things from Egypt. That when Pharaoh go after them tell you say Moses part the Red Sea and the people them walk across it, and then when Pharaoh ready to run after them, the sea come back and drown the whole of them. No go so. A story that. Story. And if we follow the story, we're going to end up at Adam and Eve. And then we're going to tell you, say, Adam and Eve was the first two people on earth. No go so. A man and God take the ribs out of one and put in the other and call the other one woman. Because if you follow the Noah story, you have to go follow all of that story, go right down. And if it start out wrong, it can't write in the bottom, in the top. Can't write. And I know me one thing so. There was no group of people named Israelite that was enslaved in Egypt. All of these stories is mythology. Just like how the Egyptians them talk about Isis, Horus, and Osiris. Isis, Horus, and Osiris is mythology. It's a way to emphasize certain character and certain divinity of the human experience. Because if you follow the Isis story, you know, Isis story, what she do? According to the story, it's a dead body she lay down upon Osiris and bring Eru. And now Eru become the light of the world. When we know, say, one of the main symbol of worship in a Kemet was the sun. Them look to the sun in the sky. And the sun get, so all that thing, the moon can get all pregnant too. In a mythology, the moon can get all pregnant. And when the moon eclipse the sun and the sun eclipse the moon, you have a whole heap of stories that is designed around those phenomena in the sky. So the story where Jesse bring, is story where you read. It's story where you read. But the point is, you have to trace the genesis of the story and say if it is real story or is something to bring across and a point. That is where it will handle. It's not yet. I hope Jesse listen. I hope him listen. All right. I hope he's in this. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, Muta.
I know Jesse that. Yes, Bandigo.
Yeah, well,
a long time we don't hear you on the radio, you know. Long time we don't hear you on the radio.
Last week when we not try phone to whole heap of time, the operator not pick up, but then pick up a little man this morning.
Yeah.
Pick up this morning.
Oh, you call this morning?
About 6, 7.
Yeah,
it's last week I was trying about 6, 7 times.
Okay. Yeah.
This week the operator answer, you know.
Yeah, it's a man out there. He's the only man who works at the apartment.
Well, whoever it was last week, it's 9 phone 6, 7
That was the old man.
Answer, you know what I mean?
It's the only man there as an operator. Yeah. So that's a long time. A long time you don't get through, though. A long time.
Yeah, long time.
I think it was Jesse Jane that, you know.
I don't get through, but nothing beat a failure, but I try.
I think it was Jesse Jane that, man. Yeah.
You're completely right about where you said them, man. All of them things, there are some to make up fiction favor businessman. No Israelite, so-called Israelite in Egypt and thing. And this is a problem whereby some of our people take other people myths and stories and
make it become real.
And
make it become real.
And the first civilization, the first metropolis is in Mother Africa. I know in Mesopotamia. Jesse and others must read the book, The Destruction of
Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams.
And Sheikh Anta Diop, the African origin of civilization. Africa, all civilization start from. And then think they no, and then think they don't exist. A lie.
No, it's not. Watch out. We can tell you how I see it. A myth is not a lie, you know.
Mythology.
Yeah, a myth is not really a lie. A myth is just get to explain something. Yeah, it's just like Aesop fables. It's not really a lie, I tell you know. Him just use animal characters for design, for people behavior, you know.
In other words, it is not true. It's just
no, it's not. It's allegory.
You know.
I'm there, you understand, because watch out now. All right, hear me I say. All right, I'm so good. Hear me I say now. You see, if you follow the story about Nimrod, is the son of Cush. Cush is the son of Am, you know.
Yes.
And Am is the son of Noah.
Yes.
Now, if you follow that story, you know, all you do is give credence to a story where a man with name Noah never exists.
True. You're completely right.
Yeah, so if Noah never exists, that means Nimrod couldn't exist and Nimrod couldn't go down to Mesopotamia for go design something. You'd have to go find somebody because them tell you say Nimrod confused them a build tower, you know. Remember them tell you about who built the Tower of Babel.
Yes, true.
Yeah, and them I tell you about Babel now is Babylon, which, you know, if you follow the story, them man, get you out of Africa, man.
Yeah, man. You know, that is just feeding people with wrong information, things where don't exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that never exist.
Yeah.
You know, it's
because
true.
I don't believe say ISIS. I don't believe say ISIS exists.
The Eve and Adam, all of them things. That's not true.
No, go so. No, go so.
And the original Holy Trinity there. I mean, Asar, Oset, and Heru.
Yes.
As you say, she impregnated herself with him dead. You know what? And so
yeah, our brother. I think it's our brother.
Not like that.
No, go so. It's a story. If it show you something in a day. What them call it, the cosmos. Them people that work with the moon and the stars, you know.
To illustrate certain
the moon and the stars them I work with.
Culture, you know?
Yeah, you know. Anyway, give thanks to you, man. So we are going in England there?
Well, in England, people still are fighting despite the victory of Boris Johnson because people now take the austerity thing.
Well, we're sorry for though. We're sorry for though. Well, you have to go sorry for me too, you know. You have to go sorry for me too because I tell you about the world, it look like Trump everybody, man. I tell you, nobody play card them.
Yes, and the impeachment thing where I'm going through there, and why things so serious. There has been a report by Oxfam in England, Oxfam report that show that 1% of the world's richest people have more wealth than 6.9 billion people.
Yeah.
To show you the gap ever increasing between the small
rich and the poor.
1%.
Well, I guarantee that something. The 5 richest men in the world can stop world hunger. The 5 richest men in the world, them pay per year can stop world hunger. 5 richest men in the world are persons.
So in other words, then, as we know, the suffering that the vast majority of people on planet Earth going through is not necessary, but is due to the greed of the very few who are becoming richer and richer at the expense of the vast majority who work and create the wealth.
Yeah.
Because these individuals don't create no wealth without the people working.
Yeah.
The people who work, who create wealth.
Of course.
Is how them organize the capitalistic system whereby just a very few become richer and richer and the vast majority become poorer and poorer. And that is why they rallied and fought and told a lot of lies against Jeremy Corbyn, who wanted to redistribute the wealth.
So he was what? He was a democratic socialist? He was a democratic socialist? Would you call him a democratic socialist?
Yes. You know, so that's why they fought and told a lot of lies against him. But there's a next thing for the next leader and deputy leader of the Labour Party, and there's a woman in it who is just like Jeremy Corbyn, and it is quite likely that she might win. Her name is Long, you know.
What's your name? What's your name?
One of her names, she have a double surname. I think it's called Long. But next week also I'll get back to you on that, you know. Yeah, man. But she has come out open. When they asked her how much she would give Jeremy Corbyn out of 10, she said 10 out of 10.
Hey.
So the enemies, them who own the newspapers, they tell lies on TV stations. Vex calls BBC tell a lot of lies on Jeremy Corbyn, you know, and things. So they know that he represents changing
voice, to
the advantage of the workers and the benefit of the people and that type of thing. And I love what Malaysia do. Malaysia has said they're not taking any more plastic waste, rubbish from Britain, because they're not allowing the country to be used
plasticized.
Because you know what happened? You know that Britain only process 9% of even less than 9%. That means Britain and the USA dump them plastic waste and other garbage in Africa and other countries, in Asia and so on.
Yeah, man. I think that's the amount of plastic bag where America produce can go around the world 90 times.
Yes, and then they export them rubbish and Britain to countries in Africa and Asia to pollute these places.
I tell you.
Those countries must become like Malaysia and refuse the rubbish from the Britain and also the USA. And then process them own rubbish themselves. Because them do have no infrastructure to do that type of situation, you know. And I want to big up the Leroy Sibbles and Errol Dunkley and Mighty Meditations who perform a rebel salute for the first time in Jamaica in 42 years, man.
The meditations, but not Leroy Sibbles. The meditations, not Leroy Sibbles and Errol.
Yeah, you know, I said the meditations, yes, 42 years, man. And Danny Clark and Ken Bob, my brethren from St. John's.
But you realize, you realize the people them is when them start saying woman is like a shadow, everybody know who them, you know. Because the whole other tune them never know it, you know. I don't want tune there.
Yeah, man, they big it, they were them do for Channel 1, Joe, and Ernest them, and Maxfield Avenue. Yeah, man. And I tune them, Babylon Trap them, and a lot of people never know that Black Man Redemption is them and Bob sing it.
Sing it, yeah. We just play it a while ago too, you know. We just play
them up every time, man, you know. No, I was just mentioning say Leroy Sibbles like Errol Dunkley and Tony Tough them, you know.
Did go on,
nice and things.
Yeah, man, a long time I don't see Tony Tough neither.
Man, Jack Scorpio, my brethren, lose straight from Dynamic from South Sudan. And some people vex, but them have to go swell. Truth is truth, because
I can tell you something.
As an African from Jamaica, but the South Sudanese youth, Dynamic, him win completely, comprehensively, and the truth.
Of course, man. Of course, definitely.
You know, truth and truth, you know.
I don't watch out.
When you're in a sound war, no friend thing, no entertainment thing. Kill or be killed.
Yeah, it's Sunday I left the place, you know. And I go somewhere. And from Sunday to now, the amount of WhatsApp message and thing I get me and I say, boy, I tell you the African angle, Jack Scarpia, weird. I mean, him done me brethren. And every man say Jack Scarpia, them brethren, you know. Them say, boy, I tell you the truth, you know. Jack Scarpia, my brethren, you know. But you see, the African brother, there's no doubt in their mind, say, are the African, you know. The Sudanese.
But the youth man from South Sudan. And I saw an interview, and the interview went do afterwards. Him say him learn them tactics there. From Kilimanjaro.
Him say it on the stage. Him say it on the stage.
Originally, but when they are New York, don't beat sound, Tony Screw.
But you know, when they're on the cruise, you know, because the cruise, me know about it, you see the cruise. You see, we're going on the stage up here, so, Rebel Star, and nothing compared to we're going on the cruise, you know. Because on the cruise, hey, Marcha man, a 4 man I run the thing on the cruise, you know. I mean, what you call it, clash. You have Pink Panther, you have one white German brother from Germany, you remember they call him Warrior or something. Then you have Tony Mataran, and you have Dynamic. The 4 of them are clashing now. We see who are going to get a trophy. Because every year them give a trophy on the boat. Me I tell you, man. Me I tell you, man. I mean,
so how that work out? How they force?
Well, the Pink Panther, the first man will drop out. Then everybody expect Tony Mataran to lick down the German and the Sudanese. The next one was Tony Mataran drop out, and then the African drop out and the German win.
So the 2 Jamaicans out of the 4 get eliminated.
The
first and second.
The German win. Because in a reggae Sumfest, long as Mobile, them did have a clash there in a July, you know. And the German win. So him come on the boat now.
Where the German them name again?
Him name Warrior something, man. So I want German, man.
Warrior something, okay.
Me remember when name. Me don't say the German.
What the German use and win against Dynamic from the South Sudan then?
Just the way how them play and where him have a play. Him win, man. Me I tell you, me sit down there and him win.
Him win.
Yeah, man. Me sit down there because me look on it without partiality. Right?
Yes, no, but when you deal with things...
Because we didn't expect that Tony Mataran to win.
Jack Scarpy, I'm a brethren.
Yeah, but him lose.
But Jack lose.
Yeah, him lose. Definitely lose.
Him lose.
Without a doubt.
Jack, I'm a brethren. Each other from the 70s, we don't know record business together, buying and selling records and things over the years, but Jack lose.
And I want to tell...
If I ask for a return, I would have suggested Jack ask for a return.
That's what nice too.
Himself.
That's what nice.
I would have liked to see Ricky Trooper and
you know, so that me I tell Tori, I say, this is next year, the brethren and a man like a Ricky Trooper. I mean,
you need a man with the mentality of a Ricky Trooper.
No, Ricky Trooper, man. Ricky Trooper,
deal with them things.
No, Ricky Trooper,
Eh?
No, Ricky Trooper, man.
Yeah, man, Ricky Trooper, straight.
Yeah, but you know, me have Ricky Trooper on the cutting edge in the next month, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, me have him lined up for the cutting edge.
In a February.
Yeah, we have him lined up for the cutting edge, yeah. Anyway, you said, you see, Jack, I want to make something plain and clear when nobody plain and clear. It was not my intention not to call a vote. What happened is that when I did done click, say, no, we are going to vote, Jack Scarpio called me and say, no bother with the voting. Him turn to the African and say, we're not bother with the voting. And the African agree with him. Me turn to the
African only agree out of politeness.
Yes.
You did say from the outset.
Say,
from the outset.
Yeah.
One and all, that there's going to be a vote.
Yeah, and then...
When people hear you say that you're not going to have the vote again.
Yeah, appear vote.
Yes, they're not true, man. It's true. And anybody who say otherwise, lie. Try for them conscience.
Anyway.
We don't have time to eat.
No, nobody now say Jack. I don't find nobody who say Jack win up to now. Trust me.
No, man.
I don't find nobody. Anyway.
Jack lose, you know what I mean? You know.
But here what the problem, here one.
And I'm glad that it was done in a way where there was no swearing and not derogatory.
No, well, them couldn't do that. Them couldn't do that on the stage.
Music killing.
No, them couldn't do that on that stage there. That stage is not that stage there. Because majority of people, the majority of people in the audience there is the first time I go see a clash. The majority of people in the audience is the first time I go see a clash. Because the people in the audience, especially the one them at the front.
Them get a good back.
Yeah, them not go, them not, for them hear about clash, them say they not go because a dance thing. Anyway, hear what I say now. Which is the next point in thing now when we really want to clear. But I'm going to wait till tomorrow still, but since it come up.
Yeah.
Frankie Campbell,
from Fab 5.
From Fabulous 5.
Yes.
Get interview, say, him not say what a sound clash have to be, why a sound clash should never be on the stage. And Rebel Salute. And that him point out me as the MC and the referee him say me they say that is the best thing go on up to the time when it a go on. Me say it's the most exciting thing. I me turn to the other and say that the show not the most exciting thing go on the festival since yesterday. And everybody say Ray him say me say that the sound clash is the most exciting thing gone since that, and live music, the dance, the sound system have 95% of the people, and the live music have 5%. And
yes, I got that report. I got that report that where Frankie Campbell.
No, but we
I'm totally aware of it.
Yeah, but me I say, but wait there. A 2 day, what a pure live music upon the show. A 2 performer come like how the comedian come on. So me have to answer him, because the daughter who write the article call me and say, if me have any answer, she call Tony. And me I say, when the brethren you deal with Rasta, him can go see something where include all the manifestations of music pan a festival, where you have all over Europe, you have Clash of Guampan Festival. And because now him is a band man, he must say no, that shouldn't be on a show like that. Or he shouldn't be on a show like that.
But listen. Over the 2 day, the 2 night thing of Rebel Salute, the clash of how many minutes in terms of time is very, very, very small compared to the live bands and things. So I don't see it as a problem. And Tony Rebel himself, like Garnet Silk and others, Sugar Minot and others, them come through sound system.
Watch out. Then the sound system popularized most of the artists them. A sound system popularized most of the artists them,
Exactly. Then that is why Sugar Minot find the phrase dancehall in a dancehall style.
Yeah.
Because when RGR and JBC radio DJs would play music, because him not pay payroll business.
Yeah.
Over sound system, Sugar Minot used to sing.
And we might not agree with the culture of the dancehall and some of the lyrics where the artists them do. But you know, the sound system is a very integral part of spreading the music. And everywhere you go now, me personally go on one festival in Austria where them artists come play. And a 4 day the festival go on there and a pure sound system play there. Them not have no band there. No, I don't know what wrong with this Virgin Rasta. Because I want to know if we would have a soca clash. If he would have say nothing. Because I don't understand why a man would say a Virgin come with an idea, say, so I'm going to put a sound clash on the stage, because we are involved in everything.
Because the sound clash thing is not to replace.
No, but you what I'm saying. No, but you what I'm saying.
Almost 100% of the thing is live thing. Is just a added dimension.
Yes, it's an expression of Jamaican music.
I don't see
no,
anything.
But Mandingo, here's the problem.
Substitute and get out.
Hear the problem now. Hear the problem with him say now. Him say, since Tony Rebel put on that this year, him prophesy say in the next 5 years, Rebel now gonna have no sound, no band on the show. Oh, what kind of madness? Where get that from? Him a wish prophet.
No.
You think so we could have stand up and make Tony Rebel put on that in a sound thing? What is this man? Where get that from? You know, see them think there's some little aggravational spirit. Him thinks that we are gonna make Tony Rebel stand up there with Rebel Salute and make it turn in as a pure sound show. After Tony Rebel no idea.
No, but listen, Tony Rebel himself have sense and would never do that. You know, Tony Rebel come through with Garnet still through sound system in there. The first time you see Tony Rebel perform, Capleton and Ninja Man, over Fort Clarence over Hellshire, you know, not St. Catherine there, you know, on stage. But a sound system, them come through first.
But I don't understand why the bridge would have. And you know the problem with it.
People.
I never see him there yet.
The radio after people.
I never see him at Sumfest yet, you know. At Sumfest, what them call it, Rebel Style. I never ever see him at Sumfest yet. Because maybe no soca now play down there. You know what I mean? Like really. They don't know. See, most is soca 5-5 player. Them a play reggae until they start playing soca. Everybody jump up and jump up. It hurt me how the virgin I lick the thing, man. It hurt me. And then they might attack me. It hurt me.
No, that unwarranted because Tony Rebel now go replace.
But a madness that Tony Rebel answer me no. You hear what Tony Rebel say? Tony Rebel say, him never know say this virgin ya past Capleton, because Capleton say, man, the prophet. He might wonder if Frank is a prophet, you know, if I tell him say, in the next 5 years, the show, Rebel Salute, I got turn sound system thing. What kind of fools is that? At 30 odd years, nearly 30 years, the man I go on him something. Yeah? It's what the man I go on with, man. You talk about the music and the expression of the music. And you see something there where express the music. And because you is a musician, you are say it shouldn't be there. And right now, me stand up there and I say, are the wickedest thing going on for the whole night. But listen, it was the wickedest thing going on for the night.
It was the most
entertaining.
It was the most exciting.
You know that me say.
But listen, any spectator seeing it, I wasn't there can go look.
But
I mean, because it's on video and so on.
Him wasn't there. Him was watching it on TVG video on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, but it's true. It was the most, you know, because not only was it new, but it was exciting because Tony could have come with something which was new, you know, and it was boring, you know.
Yeah, and none of the two things that when bring up new, boring, you know.
It could have come with something new and it boring, but he came with something new and it was scoring.
You're a poet and you don't know it.
You know, I'm a poet and I know it.
No, man, you know, I don't understand why a man in a while lick that Rasta. Why a man in a while lick that and I lick me about me talk about it. And everybody in the place know that. Almost thousands of people that know say it's the most intense thing up on the show.
I want to tell you, the clash viral on social media and otherwise.
And that me hear somebody from another station that say it's viral.
It's man. It's all over the world, man.
Yeah.
So you know what that is? That is big promotion for Rebel Salute. People are looking forward to more things next year, including live acts.
Me go down at one office and a daughter say she did dead man and she say it's the first as why she hear about sound clash at the first she experienced one. And me I tell her I say but that is just a stage sound clash. You want to go a sound clash.
Exactly, I know the real.
Yeah, you want to go a sound clash.
Sound of them sound and very. Yeah, true.
It's that thing. Anyway, you know, we have to go and live with that because it's a musician attack. I mean, no say. I know every musician think that way there. May I tell you, I know every musician think.
No, man, because let me tell you something. Leroy Sibbles, Virgin, Neptunes, and others, them watch it and them love it and them laugh about Wagwan.
Yeah, man, everybody laugh
And
about it,
Leroy
man.
Sibbles
It's
is
fun.
one of the greatest bass players in our Jamaica music history and singer-songwriter.
And not only that,
And him,
the man,
love it.
if I criticize, you have a sister named,
My brethren love it.
you have a sister named Jem Myers.
Love it.
You have a sister named Jem Myers when Charlie.
In a sound system, man.
Wait there.
The barn and grew up in, you know.
Wait there.
We don't hear
Mandingo.
about it, we live this.
Mandingo, you have a sister named Jem Myers. Fabulous Five always back her up.
She come from Lindsay.
Yeah, wait now, man. Jem Myers always sing with Fab Five. And you see when Fab Five not available or whatever, the same Frank Campbell draw for the CD them and get CD to back her up. Backing tracks.
Backing track.
Yes. I know live music that.
No, I'm not live. It's not live.
Time I talk about live is ban, you know. Live a ban and them something there. So if a man come down and decides him about interject something, you know, new in a festival, and it don't go on over the other side. Because right now, me no business, you know, but me wouldn't stand up there and tolerate no nastiness on the stage. Me not gonna tolerate it.
No.
And Tony Rebel, even if Tony Rebel never want song, say them not to do it. But if me stand up on the stage there and one little sound, you could have big no yars. Me a tap it, me a lock it. Me a stop it totally.
And you're totally right.
Yes.
And you're totally right.
But the two man them, me know that the two man them nah come with no foolishness.
Exactly.
You know, so, you know.
That is true. Jack Scorpio is a person where him no in and no them.
No, him not the nastiness. The nastiness.
And the youth from South Sudan dynamic. So decent people.
It was a wonderful thing.
Yes, man.
This was a wonderful thing, wonderful interjection.
And I saw original dancehall thing used to go on when I saw Tax to Downbeat and Duke Reed used to clash.
Yeah.
The great Sebastian and others later on, Tippertone and King Tubby's and Prince Patrick and Arrows and other sound and them thing there. Black Star sound, you know. Yes, and them clashes they go on nice and no put bad word thing on them thing, you know. And
you know, say, watch out, I can tell you the honest truth. Me don't mind the bad word, you know. Me don't mind the bad word. When me mind is when the man them I tell man about them mother and them something there. But you see panel
yes, I am against that.
You see pan the boat.
That's an idiot business.
We see when we dey pan the boat. When we dey pan the boat, man. The Japanese them, what them call them, crown, Mighty Crown. A 2 times they win it on the boat. And for both, how much years no me go there? 4 years or 5 years me start go there. On the boat.
Yeah.
And no police no around you, up here see, you sit a ship or sail. Some man can't say anything when one say.
The police somebody shot and buy.
Yeah, I don't them now jump out of the sea, come lock up nobody. Some man just say what they want to say. So it's not like say, you see this thing now as a bad word, you know. You just see this thing as a man express himself. You understand?
Yes.
It's just so, you know.
Well, you know what Rasta say, Rasta saying is that no word, no bad, you know.
But no word, no bad. It's the context in which it is used.
Yes.
It's the context where it's used.
I know we come out of your mouth, defile you.
Yeah. Anyway, we have to play some audio again. We have to play some audio. Give thanks.
You know the reason, man, I look forward for Ricky Chopper next month. And
we're going to bring him in at the studio.
I pick up everyone who for Earth Strong in a January. Leroy Sibbles one of the 29. Jamie Ashwood Garvey was the 10th. Dr. Marcus Garvey first wife, the mother cousin.
Him the dead too, you know. Him the down there, you know. Julius Garvey the down there, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, Julius Garvey the down there.
Marcus.
No, I know, yeah, but I know say Julius Garvey the down there.
Julius was there. Yes, I heard. Yeah, man, I heard that he was there.
Him say him never want left until him hear rally round by Steel Pulse. A Steel Pulse him a wait for your rally round. And from him here rally round and gone.
Who that? Andrew Bonnie?
No, Julius Garvey.
Okay.
Him a wait for years.
Him wanted to hear.
Yeah, him want hear rally round the red.
Yeah.
Rally round, him want hear that tune there. So him hear it and then him leave. Anyway.
Okay.
Wrap a move. Yes. This is the cutting edge. We can't take a call still. If there's any more call out there, but we're not going to prolong it, call. Program so done, so we'll be back here from 2 o'clock to 5:45. We are supposed to, and I say supposed to, we are supposed to have the commissioner of police in the studio and the stepping razor tomorrow. We didn't line it up for last week and we never hear nothing. Well, we are supposed to, and I say supposed to. We are supposed to have the commissioner of police in our studio tomorrow. So we're going to go really talk to him about things that relates to justice. I can't talk about the law. I talk about justice. Because sometimes I have to question what is lawful and what is justice. And I realize there are a whole heap of people who broke the law. It's not that them do have no conscience and know say it's wrong, or according to law it's wrong. But it's just so it goes. And a lot of people don't get justice because the law go over this and justice go over this. So sometimes never the twain shall meet. You have lawfulness and you have justice. One is not necessarily equating the other. In other words, law don't mean just and just don't mean law. Because sometimes, a whole heap of time, the law find you guilty and find other people guilty and justice is not served. That's why sometimes I wonder really about this thing named capital punishment, or what you call, what them call vigilante killing, where people vigilante kill somebody. Because even the argument with the brethren, the brethren with them, the man with them burn up because of the rape and killing of the little girl up a Redisway top there. When you really hear from the shout now, it's not him do it. And some man burn him up. Well, the police hold 2 men still. But we hear from the shout now say it's not him that killed the girl, but you can't bring him back. Because you have some man just get down and light him a fire. And how much people in a jail for something them never do, but because the law find them guilty. It's so. And want to the people them now, like all the man where the police shot on the ground long a watch here. Shot him with him there on the ground and kill him. But according to law, because nobody never come forward to verify the authenticity of the tape, the video, the police get away. Many things like that. Anyway, as we say, we're supposed to have the commissioner of police in the studio. I think his name Anthony Anderson. Okay, here we go. One last call, yes. Here.
Well, it's our first call or last call?
All right, just talk quick, because we're not on a long time.
Yeah, then it may say so. Some things start off and I get chopped off of the line.
Yeah, you hear the conversation about Nimrod and Kush and them something.
Yeah, me hear what I conversation, but what I want to say now, right? Some of this allegory story intertwined with real things in our motherland, because you can't say Romney show.
Yeah, but Nimrod wasn't a real man. But Nimrod wasn't a real man. Nimrod not real.
So,
a mythology.
Hold on. Oh, you're going to say him not real. Today, the city that must be destroyed is Babylon. Hold up.
Babylon, yes.
Hold on, no? George Bush got with every bomb we're making.
Yeah, and destroy it, yeah.
And drop it on ancient Babylon, present day, Iraq in Mesopotamia, right?
Yes.
And you are going again. Right now, Trump did it with 12 base, because them not come out. 12 base in Iraq. And remember, say Iran was ancient Persia.
Yeah.
So all of this are black push, you know, brother. It's where I come from.
No, you want to know. You see what me say? You say black kush and you say something else. You see me say black kush, me I talk about Ethiopia, Africa. That me say. When me say black kush.
Then them not travel far and wide, brother.
No, me never say them never travel far. But white people, black people don't come out to Africa and give birth to a next kind of people, man, name white people. Me not call them no kush, them no African.
Remember say the man them there as far as...
No, me just tell you say white people are not African. Them are not African. But them come from African.
We call them something now. Visitors, brother.
Eh?
Them are visitors.
No, me not talking about no visit. Them are no visitor. Me I tell you say...
Them are not African, but them go visit and go...
The evolution... No, the evolution of the human species start in Africa. And the people them who start in Africa near the equator is black people. But when they move out of Africa now, and over time, it gives rise to another kind of people. And we call them Caucasian. May I say, them is not African. But you have people that say, if Europeans did start in Africa, therefore them are African, no go so. Because a caterpillar is not a butterfly. Yes, still the butterfly. Yeah. Mesopotamia is not Africa. Mesopotamia is not Kush.
What was the name?
Mesopotamia is not Kush.
No, Mr. Before the Englishman called I and I black people. What was I and I name?
Kush.
Then that me start off with.
Yeah, but the but you say the Kushite them were in a Mesopotamia.
No, it's Kush go build Mesopotamia, brother.
But you all go on further. Go tell me about Nimrod. Nimrod is not the name of a man. It's the name of a group. It's a group. Just like how you have what them call American. It's the name of a group. It's not the name of a person. It's a group. A Ghanaian is not a name of a person. The Ghanaian is the name of a group. So what I say is that if you keep following the Bible words, them and Bible talking.
But you know, it's not a Bible story and Bible talking.
Yeah, because Nimrod, according to the word Nimrod, as described, it only appears in a Genesis and two other parts of the Bible. It only nowhere. It's there in a Genesis. The main part is there in a Genesis. Genesis say Nimrod was the son of Cush. Cush was the son of Ham. Ham was the son of Noah. That is what it say. So if you want to believe that those people was a living being down the line, you're free to do it. But there's no evidence to show that this was so. Because there's no water that did cover the earth and left 6 people upon the planet. No go so. Yeah. Anyway, we can't take no longer.
The Greek called Ramesses. So you say he never heard.
Ramesses was the name of one of the pharaohs. But you have more than one Ramesses. Just like how you have more than one Cleopatra.
We don't never see Ramesses 3.
Eh?
1 and 2. But may I ask you, don't you think there was ruling Kemet at one time when them call Egypt? Or that was...
Them was Pharaoh.
They make up the story. The man run cross.
No, but you can't find them name. Wait, no. But you can't find them name in other places. Anyway, you want to know, we have to move. You have to call back next week. Call back next week, we have to move.
Blaze.
Yeah, I give thanks. I never like what you do that night. Here, sir. I have to juke that in there. In gone? All right. Okay. So we say give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the time and the energy. As we say, we'll be back here from 2 o'clock. Oops, from 2 o'clock to 5:45 with the stepping razor, the art of war. You have so much things are going on, so may I tell you. Okay. All right. So, me could go out with this, you know.